Do you remember? Why would we ever use them? We can give multiples of numbers, just randomly give multiples of numbers, but the real reason to want to know what multiples are is for finding what's called the least common denominator. It's another name for that, like an alias is the least common multiple. And sometimes I just write LCM, least common multiple. But another name could be least common denominator. So let's see a real-life application of where we would use least common multiple or least common denominator, okay? All right, someone gives you an addition problem that has fractions in it and is not the same denominator. It's two different denominators, all right? Like this. 5/12 plus 3/8. Well, you know, you can't add 12ths and 8ths. It's like apples and oranges. You have to change them into fruit. So what you have to do is you have to think of what number does 12 go into that 8 actually goes into. And that number is the least common multiple. Now, I've heard some kids say, multiply 8 times 12. That will work, but it's not the smallest number. If you do that and just do 12 times 8 and use 96 for a denominator, it's going to be a huge number. You're going to get yourself into a lot of trouble with having to simplify. So what you really want to do here is think about multiples of 12 and think about multiples of 8. Right, you think about them until you have one that's in both rows. So for 8 it would go 8, 16, 24, 32. Those are the first four multiples of 8. And for 12, you do 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. As soon as you get to 24, you recognize that it's been in the first row. So you just, that's the greatest common. Excuse me, that's the least common multiple. So that's the number that we'd use. And from that point on, it should be easy for you. Once you know that you can change 12ths into 24ths and 8ths into 24ths, you just do it. Let's try to do it together. 12 goes into 24 2 times, and then 2 times 5 is 10. That goes over here. So remember this step, 12 into 24 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And then 8 goes into 24, and 3 times 3 is 9. Then always check what you're doing, the operation. In this case, it's addition. So 10 24ths plus 9 24ths is 19 24ths. So we change them both into a common denominator by finding the least common multiple. All right?